Today we'll be walking through a workout routine for an advanced soccer athlete. Soccer requires aerobic endurance, the use of the glycolysis system, and lower body strength and mobility. The purpose of today is to focus to increase muscle endurance. We'll be doing 6 exercises today for 2 sets of 12 repetitions.
Okay, so now we're going to do the leg press machine, and first how you're going to set your athlete up is you're going to have them sit in a chair. They're going to put their feet on this pad right here and position their feet about shoulder width apart on the pad. Their knee position should be about 90 degrees. To make that happen, we're going to move the chair. And then extend a little bit until you hear the click, and then it's all set to go. Her knees are about at a 90-degree angle. The back should be fully placed on the back of the seat just to ensure that she's got the stable positioning. And then as your athlete is going to be going into the concentric phase, she's going to be gripping on total handles at the side. Now that we've set the weight down here to 67% of her 1 RM, we're going to have to do 2 sets of 12 reps. And to do this, she's going to start by extending her hips and her knees so that she is going to move backwards. This is the concentric phase. Then she's going to flex at the hips and the knees, and she's going to move into the eccentric phase. This exercise is going to mainly be working your hip extensors, knee extensors, and ankle plantar flexors.
Okay, so now we're doing the hamstring curl. So we're going to have her sit down. We're going to set up everything around her. We want to make sure her knees are bending at the end of the seat. And then we're going to go make sure this is on leg curl. Then we're going to have her place her feet above. Then we're going to move this so it hits right behind her ankles. And then we're going to move this one down so it's at her thighs. And then she's going to place her arms on the handles as she curls. So now that we've set the weight at 67% of her 1 RM, we're going to have her do 2 sets of 12 reps. So she's going to start by flexing the knees, and that is the concentric phase. And then the extension is the eccentric phase. She's going to do 12. This machine primarily uses your knee flexors.
So moving on, we are going to do the vertical row. This is primarily going to target the SC retractors, the extensors, and the GH, and also the elbow flexors. So we're going to get Natalie set up. So first we're going to adjust this. We're going to push it out or pull it out. And can I have you sit facing the machine? Does that feel okay? Yeah. Yeah? All right. To make sure Natalie's set up properly, we're going to have her extend her arms straight out in front of you, ensuring that these cushions stay on her thighs so she can't lift them up. Looking forward, she's going to pull back into a retracted position, and then back forward. And again, this is going to be the concentric phase of her retraction, and then eccentric as she returns back to the extended elbow position. For this exercise, Natalie's going to do 67% of her 1 RM. She's going to do 12 reps for 2 sets with a 30-second or less rest in between.
Next we'll be doing the shoulder press machine. So to get her set up, she's going to sit on the seat. We're going to make sure the seat is all the way back so that she's sitting upright. And then we're going to move this so that the handles are right about her shoulder. And then when she's ready, she's going to grip the handles. And to complete this, she's going to push up, and then that's the concentric phase, and then coming back down is the eccentric phase. This mostly challenges your GH flexors, your GH abductors, as well as your elbow extensors. She's going to make sure to maintain 5 points of contact throughout this exercise. She's going to do 12 repetitions for 2 sets with at most 30 seconds rest in between each set, and then we go ahead and set her weight to 67% of her 1 RM.
Okay, so now we're going to do the abdominal crunch machine. I've already set the chair to the 3rd setting just so that when she sits down, go ahead and take a seat. Her feet are going to be fully in contact with the platform at the bottom, so she's going to position her feet about shoulder hip width going to change this setting from lower back to abdominal. And then she's going to ensure that her upper chest is in contact with this bar at all times. And then once we've set the weight to 67% of her 1 RM, she's going to do 2 sets of 12 repetitions at this weight. And as she crunches, she's going into the concentric phase. As she's moving backwards, that's the eccentric phase. The amount of rest for this exercise is 30 seconds, and this is working the trunk flexors.
So next we're going to be doing calf raises. So for this we're going to be using a Smith machine. So to set up the Smith machine, we're going to adjust it to above clavicle level, but I've talked to the athlete, she likes to start a little bit higher. And we've informed her that she needs to do wrist extension to get the bar off the rack. So we're going to have our athlete use a closed pronated grip, a little bit farther than shoulder width apart. She's going to step under the bar, let the bar rest on her back, her posterior delts. And then when she's ready, she's going to go on her tippy toes, which is the concentric phase, and then down to heels touching the floor, eccentric. So we're going to do this for 2 sets of 12 reps at 67% of her 1 rep max, with 30 seconds of rest between each set. This focuses on our athlete's plantar flexors.
As previously stated in this video, for this program we chose the muscular endurance scheme. The muscular endurance scheme has at least, or at most, 30 seconds rest. It is at least 12 repetitions or more, 2 to 3 sets, and then at most 67% of the 1 RM. Muscular endurance was selected for this scheme because it is important for soccer players to be able to perform and maintain their performance throughout the entire game. With the constant moving of sprinting, kicking, all of the things, it's important for this scheme to target all those muscles so that when they are on the field, they do not get tired. Muscle endurance also helps prevent injuries by improving stability, enhancing performance, and improving stamina. During this program today, we decided to move from macro to micro muscles, meaning that we started with bigger muscle groups that focus on multiple joints, and then went to the smaller ones that focus on single joints. As you saw today, for this program, we started with the leg press machine. We did the seated row, hamstring curls, shoulder press, core machine, and Smith machine.